Welcome to the Virtual College Fair for Kansas students. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the sign up for additional sessions. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from the University of Kansas.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I know things are a little different right now, but I just want to say that here at KU, my name is Juan Pablo Marroquin. I am the admissions representative for you all, and I'm your go-to contact for all questions KU, whether that is going through the application process, whether it's helping navigate some of those financial aid questions you might have, or just learning more about our programs. We're here to help. So definitely don't feel shy to reach out to me through email, phone calls, or anything like that. And I'll have my contact info later on in the presentation. So just a quick overview about the University of Kansas. We are the flagship institution of the state of Kansas with just above 19,000 undergraduate students. But what's great about KU is that there's a lot of ways to get involved to bring that number down to make KU feel more like home and to meet wonderful friends and bring that down. So we got about an average class size of about 35 students. So again, that's about 75% of our classes. About 88% of our classes are going to be less than 50 students. And in terms of bringing the students in and the profile that they have, they average about a 26 ACT and a 3.64 GPA. And that is having students represented from all 50 states and over 110 different countries. So if you break down what that population means, like it's about 60-40. So about 60% of our students are going to be from the state of Kansas and then 40% out of state. In total, about 24% of our student body identify as students of color. And that's a number that we're continuously trying to grow as we know that, bringing forth different folks from different backgrounds, identities, cultures, everything like that can really foster a wonderful community. So that's part of my goal, and the goal of our team is to, of course, keep on increasing those numbers. And so that's a quick breakdown of what the university is like in terms of numbers and everything. But so now I'm just going to go over some key points that help us differentiate ourselves from other institutions in the state of Kansas, as well as other institutions across the country. So as a part, the first point being, as a part of the Association of American Universities, we are one of 65 institutions of higher education that are a part of this group and cohort with the goal of really pushing students to create and enact change in communities and in the economy as well. So that means we are a tier 1 research institution. Out of all institutions in the United States of higher education, about 0.1% of those institutions are represented in the AAU, and they bring in about 60% of those research dollars. As opposed to other research institutions in the AAU, we actually place an emphasis on our undergraduate research, which means that you as incoming freshmen are able to come in day one and interact with your professors and really give them the opportunity to really network with them and really come up with some really great opportunities there too. We have industry leading faculty as well. And so that can be, for example, in the School of Engineering, Brian McClendon, who was the creator of Google Earth. It is plenty of resources in a variety of industries. And it's a great way for you to, again, start building those goals and career paths as you go through school. Another key differentiator is the city of Lawrence itself. Lawrence is consistently ranked as a top 10 college town. We're about 25 minutes away from Topeka, the state capital, right? So that means that students are engaging in the state legislature if you're interested in poli-sci or journalism and getting internship opportunities there. And then we are just 45 minutes away from KC Metro. And these are opportunities that you can have as you study at KU, not just in the summer or in the winter terms, but getting internships, during the week, whether that be on Fridays or any other day during the week, so you're able to do all that. And that's really important as you are really building that experience. And at KU, we really place an emphasis on that experiential learning. It's not just what you gain in the classroom, but outside of it as well. And so that is, I accidentally put that says Aaron Woods there. It should say my name. That is a typo. I do apologize for that, but that is my phone number and my email if you would like to contact with me. Just to go over, we do have some financial aid opportunities. So we do have some merit-based scholarships. These are automatically going to be applied to your, to you as long as you apply by our deadline, a priority deadline of December 1st. That's different from years in the past. It used to be November 1st. And in the next slide, I'll kind of talk about that. But we do have these different tiers of scholarships that are based on those GPA and those test scores. So we understand that tests have been difficult to come by, right? Tests have been canceled due to COVID, everything like that. And we're willing to work with you. And so our administration is actually in the middle of talking with the university, with ourselves to change that to see if there is opportunities for financial aid and scholarships without having those tests. And we have shifted to a test optional admissions base. So what that means, we have, so if you, as long as you have a 3.4 GPA, you will be directly admitted to our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. But we do have those test scores and all of that for admission to some professional programs as well. Now, here are those deadlines that I talked about earlier. So I talked about that the application now, of course, being live, that was started on July 1st. We have an early action deadline of November 1st. That can be a little confusing. Early action doesn't mean you are going to be fully committed to KU, but rather it is going to be your there's some perks to it too. So you can get early access to selecting a room in spring and filling out the housing application. And you also get some KU gear and just some nice bonus things for getting in early and getting that application in. December 1st is that most important date. That's going to be that deadline for getting into those merit-based scholarships. We have extended our deadline for increasing scores, February 28th. So if you're taking the ACT or the SAT, you can improve those scores as long as you've applied by December 1st. And that's also going to be our FAFSA priority deadline. I always encourage students to file the FAFSA if you can, because it'll maximize the amount of money that you can receive from the federal government and from KU. April 1st, send those updated test scores, self-report for those scholarships, everything like that. So you want to get that in. And again, May 1st is our deadline to commit to KU. So with that, I don't want to take up any other folks' time, but we're very glad you're here. Again, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to me. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Rock chalk.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Kansas State University.
All right, awesome. I'm going to share my screen. Maybe. All right, cool. So good morning, everyone. My name is Devin Bratkiv. I'm an admissions representative here at Kansas State University, and I currently work with students from Southeast Kansas. I'm joined today by Kennedy Kelly, who will be running our chat feature, and she works with students from the Kansas City area as well. We're so excited to be sharing some general information about the university with you today. So if you've never heard of K-State before, this will be a really great introduction. And if you feel like you know everything there is to know about K-State, hopefully you can learn something new today. So feel free to ask questions and we'll get those answered for you. So I wanted to kick off our time together today by just telling you a little bit of general information about the university. First and foremost, K-State is a four-year public university located in Manhattan, Kansas. We're definitely a college town, so if that's something that you're looking for in your college experience, our campus and the surrounding community have a really tight-knit connection, and you'll see purple almost everywhere that you go in Manhattan. We have students from all 50 states and over 100 countries that come to Manhattan to experience all that K-State and its community has to offer. And we really try to emphasize that global perspective throughout all of our learning. And actually, K-State is the #1 choice for high school graduating seniors from the state of Kansas. So not only will you know people from your area, but you'll also get to meet people from all walks of life. We're primarily a research university, so there's tons of undergraduate research and mentorship opportunities, and we really try to emphasize that hands-on learning aspect throughout all of our different academic programs, which I'll touch on here in a second. Overall, K-State's a really great place to be. You can see from all these Princeton Review rankings that students not only enjoy their time at the university, but they continue to have that pride in K-State after they leave and after they graduate. So as far as academics go, K-State is made up of 9 different academic colleges. You can see them all listed there. And with over 250 majors and programs to choose from, we have the most program offerings out of any other school in the Big 12. I know that's a lot of different options, but really that just means that there's something for everybody here at K-State. And our advisors are really great about listening to what are you interested in and how can we help you achieve those goals for your future. We also have over 50 different minors and a number of different pre-professional programs, so you can really customize your academic experience. And something that's great about being in a pre-professional program is you get dual advising. So an advisor for whatever major program you choose that's going to help make sure you're meeting our K-State requirements, but then also an advisor specific to your pre-professional program, whether that's pre-nursing, pre-veterinary medicine, pre-law, any of that. That's going to help you make sure you're doing everything you need to, both inside and outside the classroom, to find success. Not only are K-Staters involved inside of the classroom, but they're also getting involved across campus, in the Manhattan community, and even globally. We do have 85 different countries that our students can study abroad in. And again, that's just really emphasizing that global perspective you can get in your time at college. However, if that's not your cup of tea, we do have over 500 clubs and organizations on the K-State campus for you to get involved in. So whether you're interested in Harry Potter or skydiving or anything in between, we're more likely than not going to have a club that you might be interested in. All right, now here's the big logistical side of things, how to apply. So new this year, we are test optional for our application process. So for admission to the university, you just have to meet one of these 3 requirements you see on the left-hand side of your screen there. You can apply to the university either through our website, or if you're applying to a bunch of different universities, we're also on the Common Application. I will say though, we don't have any essays or letters of recommendation, so our application is fairly quick and painless, and it shouldn't take you too much time. So again, test optional, and I will explain how that's a little bit different for our scholarships. So for our general university scholarships, there's no separate application for that. However, we do still require a test score at this point in time. I will say, as long as you apply to the university before December 1st, we can update your test scores through April 30th of next year. So you have a lot of time. I would say apply sooner rather than later. Even if you don't quite meet those requirements that we had on the last slide, we do have a reconsideration process, and we really try to work with our students to make sure that you're going to find success at your time at K-State. So I still encourage you to apply, especially before December 1st. That's the big date. And then you can see we also have our K-State Scholarship Network. So that's essentially all the other miscellaneous scholarships you could get from the university. You have plenty of time to fill that out, and you'll go into that application after you're already admitted, and just tell us a little bit more about yourself and who you are. And all of those scholarships can be stacked on top of your general university scholarships as well. So again, plenty of time to figure everything out. Don't feel rushed, but just remember December 1st is a really big date for K-State. And again, kind of like the representative from KU said, we always encourage students to fill out the free application for federal student aid, or the FAFSA. Our priority date is December 1st for that as well. So that's why I keep saying that date. It's really important. And that's just where any loans, grants, work study, all of that kind of stuff comes into play, and any extra kind of financial aid that will help with that cost of college. All right, so that's kind of the bulk of the general information that I had for you today. I know you're learning a lot today from different universities, so definitely feel free to get connected to K-State in some way, shape, or form. Each of you have your own admissions representative, so you can meet them at that website there down at the bottom. And we are offering both on-campus and virtual visit options, so get connected with K-State, ask your questions, and we look forward to staying connected with you. Go Cats!
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Emporia State University.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie. I'm an admissions counselor here at Emporia State, and I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint really quickly here. So here at ESU, I'm just going to share a brief overview about us. We are known as the School of Endless Opportunities. And what that means is whether you want to start your education or become a teacher because you enjoy inspiring young minds, or you want to become a nurse because you like helping people in your community, seeing them well, and being able to live life to the fullest, whatever that is for you, it will all start here at ESU by getting your degree. Okay. I guess my PowerPoint's not working, so I'm just gonna continue without it. So some class facts about us. We have a little under 3,500 students here at our main campus. So what that means for you as a student at Emporia State, you're going to be in small class sizes, be able to engage with your professors, as well as with other students at the university. You'll see a lot of the students around. I always say we're a good medium size, so we're not too small to where you see everybody, but we're not for small class sizes, opportunities to get involved. That's what we offer here. We also have a little over 200 plus academic programs, and all of those can range from, let's say, health and human performance to biology or pre-med, and all the way to our business school as well. So we have several different options for you. And then, of course, there are several ways to get involved. We have a Center for Student Involvement on campus that houses over 150 student organizations, and they can range from anywhere to Nerf Nation, where students are just shooting Nerf guns at each other, to our knitting and crocheting club. So they definitely have a lot of options. We have several block parties that happen throughout the year. We have intramural sports and just a lot of fun things for you as a student to participate in. But on the flip side of that, we also have some support services to help you be successful. So when you come to ESU, you are automatically enrolled in a Stinger Success Program. And it includes free tutoring as well as an academic advisor. You can also enroll in a first year seminar. So that way we are not just leaving you out there. We're not a sink institution. We will help you be successful at ESU. So those are just a few things as well. But then we also have, my favorite that also contributes to us having one of the lowest student debts out of a lot of public universities in the state of Kansas. With flat rate tuition, you can take as many classes as you'd like for one flat fee or price. So ESU is an affordable university, and with flat rate tuition, you have various options that you can use when you're working towards your degree. So whether you want to take extra classes for fun, if you want to double major, pick up a minor, or let's say you're in too many classes and you want to drop a class, you can do that and not lose any money. So flat rate tuition is great. And also here at ESU, we have several scholarships available to you as a student. So one of our most popular scholarships is our Presidential Scholarship. And with the Presidential Scholarship, as long as you have at least a 3.0 GPA and a 21 on the ACT, the minimum currently starting amount for this is $1,000. And then the higher your ACT, the higher your GPA, the more money you can get. So we also have various scholarships. That one is one of our popular ones. But on the flip side of that, we have departmental scholarships. So right now we have an Alberta Harris Scholarship for students interested in education located available right now. So we have various departmental scholarships. Named scholarships are privately funded scholarships, and then talent awards or anything that you have to try out for. So those are always available on our website. And then finally, when it comes to the admissions requirements, this year we are doing either a 21 on the ACT, or you can have at least a 2.25 GPA. But also for the application process, you would apply online. We do have a $30 app fee, and then send in your high school transcripts, or if you've taken any college credits or received credits from any other institutions, you would send those in as well. But finally, what I want to invite you to do is, if you are interested in ESU, or if this sounds like a potential school that you want to come check out, we are offering campus visits, so I would definitely encourage you to sign up for one of those. We have various forms this year, as well as academic preview days. I believe this Friday we do have a STEM academic preview day, so if you're interested in science, technology, engineering, or math, that may be a great day to visit us as well. Then, of course, you're all. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from the University of Nebraska-Kearney.
Perfect. Share my screen quick. All right, hello everyone. My name is Courtney Burbach, and I am from the University of Nebraska at Kearney. located in Kearney, Nebraska. Kearney is a town of about 34,000, so we're good size, not too big, not too small. And that also correlates to our size on campus as well. So just a few things to cover. First, about UNK. UNK is known for our size, our program quality, our expert faculty. Our graduates are getting jobs right out of school, our financial aid. Over 80% of our incoming freshmen are receiving financial aid. And then our cost and affordability as well at UNK. So UNK is actually known to be one of the most affordable four-year public universities in the state of Nebraska. We'll touch on that here in the next couple of slides as well. So our students are coming from all over, 92 out of 93 Nebraska counties, 48 states, 47 countries around the globe. And we do have good diversity as well on our campus. 1 of 10 students are Hispanic or Latinx, UNK's largest minority population, as well as 1 of 4 undergraduate students are of color. To continue with enrollment, 42.5% of our first generation students. So almost half of our students are the first member of their family to attend college. We also have a 13-to-1 faculty to student ratio, and a 24 is our average class size at UNK. So like I was talking about earlier with our size, we're not too big, not too small. Students at our campus are not a number. Our professors and staff definitely know our students by name. They might even know a family member of theirs or might know what they're involved with on campus, as well as attending different activities that our students are involved with as well. So one big thing that you all should know is that we just came out with a new Nebraskan scholarship. This gives in-state tuition to all out-of-state students. So for all of you from Kansas, you guys will be receiving in-state tuition at UNK, which is a little bit in-state, and room and board is about a little over $18,000. And so you guys will for sure be receiving that in-state tuition if you attend UNK. Wanted to show you guys some pictures of our campus and some new buildings that were completed recently. On that left-hand side there, the Discovery Hall STEM building. This was just new this last August and includes construction management, aviation, interior design, industrial distribution, to name a few, and engineering as well. And so we do have a lot of students that major in those specific areas, as well as our new fountain that was finished, and then the downtown mural in Kearney, Nebraska that we just wanted to point out to you really quick. So lots of fun things happening on campus recently. Some more pictures again. This is a look of one of our residence halls, Nestor Hall, which is for our sophomores, juniors, and seniors that want to continue to live on campus. All freshmen coming into campus as a first-time student will need to live on campus. University of Nebraska-Kearney is a Division II school, and this is a look at our Foster Field. So obviously where our football team plays, soccer, etc. So some academic side of things as well. The 3 different colleges that we offer are the Business and Technology, Arts and Sciences, and Education. And as you can see here on the right-hand side, some of UNK's most popular majors is Elementary Ed, Health Sciences, Business, Social Work, and Family Studies. So typically the top 3 majors that we get the most students from are anything in education, pre-professional, so that pre-nursing, pre-physical therapy, OT, and then anything in business. And so that is where we get a lot of our students to come to UNK for those programs. We have over 150 different clubs and organizations on campus, and kind of like a lot of the other schools we're mentioning, we're a good size because you're able to be involved with a lot of different things on our campus and not feel too overwhelmed. And so some of those popular ones are intramural sports, St. Jude Up Till Dawn Board, which is raising money for kids that live at the St. Jude Children's Hospital. We have LPAC, which is Loper Programming Activities Council, to name a few. As I mentioned earlier, we are Division II school for athletics. And so on the right-hand side there, it shows all of the sports that we are involved with. Just want to touch on a few different scholarships that we offer. For Kansas folks, you guys will qualify for the All Freshman Academic Scholarships, which starts at about $2,000 a year of tuition and goes higher. Davis Chambers, Teachers Scholar Academy, Maestros, Multicultural Community Service, and Ron and Clope Scholarship. So to get more info on that, unk.edu/scholarship, and I left the link up there. That way you guys can look a little bit deeper into those if you're interested. We are allowing in-person tours right now, and so visit.unk.edu or unk.edu/campus visit to schedule a tour on our campus. We all are also involving virtual options as well. All right, you guys, one last thing for you. To get into UNK, it's a 20 or higher in your ACT or top half of your class or a 3.0 or higher GPA. You just need to have one of those three options to get into UNK. We are not requiring the ACT at this moment for admission, just for scholarships. And that is my contact information right there for Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from the University of Alabama.
Okay, thank you. I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen. Okay, great. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda Sisk, and I am a regional recruiter with the University of Alabama. I live in the St. Louis area, and I work with students throughout Missouri, Kansas, and Southern Illinois. So I'm glad that you all are learning a little bit more about us today. For those of you who aren't too familiar with UA, we are located in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. From the Kansas City area, driving distance is about an 11.5-hour drive, or we are also a flight into Birmingham if you prefer to fly. So we're a little bit farther from home, but you definitely get the benefits of some warmer weather throughout the year with that longer trip. Tuscaloosa, we are a smaller city, definitely have that college town feel and college town excitement throughout the year. And our students really like to get off campus as well too and explore the local Tuscaloosa area. So, you know, whether they're going right off campus to our campus town area or just down the street to downtown Tuscaloosa to explore some of the great shops and restaurants, or taking advantage of a lot of the outdoor activities, there's quite a bit to do around town. Now on campus, we are a larger public university. We currently have just under 38,000 students on our campus this fall. And I think that one of the really neat aspects of our campus community is really where our students come from. Right now, about 58% of our students actually come to us from outside the state of Alabama. So as a student on Alabama's campus, you'll really get to meet people from a little bit of everywhere, different backgrounds and different interests, and I think it just adds a lot to our campus community. Now at Alabama, you will find a really great balance between strong academic programs and also a great campus life. We currently have over 200 different degree programs on our campus. Some of our biggest programs include areas like business and engineering, biology, psychology, political science, but we also have some unique programs, things like marine science or accelerated master's program or STEM path to the MBA, which allows students to complete their undergrad and graduate programs in a shortened time period. A lot of the students I work with will also join in with something like our honors college. That's a great way to find a smaller community on our campus, but still be a part of our larger research institution as well too. Now, we do want to make sure that our students are successful both in and out of the classroom. So we provide some really great resources for our students to utilize that include areas like advising and tutoring and career services on our campus. This past year, we were #1 in the SEC and #2 in the nation for internship placement. So we do work really hard with our students to make sure that they're prepared for their next steps, whether it be finding that internship or that first job out of college or going on to graduate or professional school. Now, outside of academics, I know that finding that right campus life and campus environment is going to be a really important part of your college search as well too. So definitely know that campus life is one of our strengths at the University of Alabama. You know, we have an exciting campus to be a part of. There's a lot of campus pride and campus spirit. You'll hear Roll Tide in Kansas every once in a while as well too. But it's really easy to meet new people and get involved in activities. We currently have over 600 different student organizations. We have a wonderful Greek community on campus. We have a big recreation program in addition to our NCAA Division I athletics, and just a really full events calendar throughout the year as well too. A big part of campus life for our freshmen will also be just simply living on campus. We require that all freshmen live on campus that first year. You have options ranging from traditional residence halls to suite style halls those first years. And the students that apply a little bit earlier in their senior year will have a little bit more say-so in where they live on campus and who they live with as well too. Now, when it comes to admission, definitely know that the University of Alabama is test optional for our 2021 students. It's a pretty simple application process for you. We're not a part of the Common App. We do have our own application on our website. So you want to submit that application for admission. There's a $40 application fee. We'll also want to see your official high school transcript. Test scores are optional, as I mentioned. We do not require essay or letters recommendation as well too. So we typically will be looking at your course schedule, your GPA. If you submit test scores, we'll look at those as well too. Usually we're looking for around a 3.0 GPA and 21 on the ACT or 1060 SAT if you choose to submit your test scores. We are enrolling admissions, but we do have a January 15th scholarship priority deadline to be aware of. Now, another great thing to know about the University of Alabama is that we do have some really strong out-of-state scholarships for our out-of-state students. So we have both academic merit-based scholarships available based on GPA and test score. And then we also have competitive scholarships that will focus on your GPA and your scholarship application, or which is similar to like an activities resume. So you can see on the screen here the different categories of academic merit scholarships that we have. Start with a 3.5 GPA and 25 ACT. For any students that have qualified for the National Merit Semifinalists, finalist opportunities, or the National Recognition Program, we do have specific scholarships for those areas. And then competitive scholarships, you'll see a competitive academic scale here, which takes into account your GPA and scholarship application. And then our academic colleges also have some scholarships available. Definitely don't forget that we have that January 15th priority deadline for the scholarship application. Overall cost this year at Alabama with out-of-state tuition, fees, room and board is just under $45,000 per year. So aside from scholarship, we do also have financial aid, and there's a March 1 priority deadline. Now, I would definitely encourage you to be visiting our campus as well too. We are offering both virtual options on our campus right now, as well as in-person options if you're able to come to us and see the campus in person. I look forward to working with you all this year. Don't hesitate to contact me with any questions. Roll Tide.
Thank you. And now we'll be hearing from Missouri Western University.
All right, good morning.
Sending in Q&A questions.
Let's see, I need to share screen. All right, well, good morning, everyone. My name is Ben Rops, and I am the Transfer Articulation Coordinator at Missouri Western State. And a little bit about Missouri Western. We are located in the northwest corner of Missouri. We live are in a city called St. Joseph, a city of about 80,000. The university itself, we were founded in 1915, have roughly 4,000 plus students, undergrad students. We do have a number of master's level programs as well, which kind of add to that number, but roughly right around 5,000 students is what we have altogether. About 90% of our courses have fewer than 30 students, and we average about 17 students per class. We also have 38 different states and 30 different countries that are represented on our campus. And then I'll talk a little bit about it more here in a second, but we roughly have 70 different majors and minor programs to choose from as far as a degree path goes. 91% of our faculty do have their doctorate degrees. And of course, 95% of our incoming freshman class do receive some sort of scholarship or grant in their time with us at Missouri Western. We've just added some new things to our campus, one of which is we have changed our class scheduling system, basically the ways that classes are offered. We have something called Gold Star Fridays now. Basically, all of your classes will be Monday through Thursday, and then that Gold Star Friday you can dedicate to internships, externships, working full-time. If you want to enjoy a 3-day weekend every weekend, you have the opportunity to do that as well. We've also created something called the Center for Service, which basically if you dedicate a number of hours, whether it's community service, whether it's a variety of things that are available to you, you can earn up to 3 free college credits. And that's, of course, a great resume builder for you after you graduate as well. Your professors will be teaching your courses, but they also turn around and become your advisors. And so you'll sit down with them about halfway through every semester to plan out the classes that you're going to be taking the following semester and lay out a year plan, a 2-year plan, and a 4-year plan with that advisor. We also are a teaching first institution. Our faculty will conduct research, and they will do that, of course, with our students. But of course, their primary role is to teach. And then we do have a focus on that undergrad population, which is the bulk of our students at Missouri Western. As far as majors go, we do have roughly 70 different majors and minor programs that you can choose from. With all of our majors, you basically have a 60-hour window before you need to decide on that major. I was one of those students. I jumped around a little bit my first couple years when I went to college, and so you do have that flexibility on making that decision. We also, of course, have our 42-hour block. If you're still torn on what major you want to choose, we have a number of support services on campus, one of which is the Career Development Center, which kind of helps you pinpoint what your major may be, what your interests may be. And then, of course, we are very accepting of all AP, dual credit, and CLEP coursework that you would transfer from high school as well. Talked a little bit about it already, but at Missouri Western, we are known as the Applied Learning Institution in the state of Missouri. So mentioned the Gold Star Fridays already, but we have a number of other things that, excuse me, that we offer our students through internships, service learning opportunities. We have studying abroad opportunities. We visit 18 different countries now throughout the year. We also conduct a number of research projects, leadership opportunities, and of course, a lot of grant research projects as well on campus. And so a lot of ways that you can help develop that resume before graduating at Missouri Western. Living on campus is a requirement for any student that lives beyond 50 miles of St. Joseph, Missouri. So those of you coming from Kansas, many of you were right on the border. Of course, Kansas is less than 5 miles away from our campus, and so that could come into play for some of you not. But we do have that 50-mile rule. Every student, of course, is welcome to live on campus, no matter how far away that they live. We do have a number of really good options. We have 6 different residence halls to choose from. Food costs are included in your res hall fees, and then we also provide free Wi-Fi and cable. And then parking is free on our campus as well. And so one of the things I think that's a struggle sometimes is parking and having parking available to students. You have no issues with that on our 765-acre campus. A few coming attractions that we have on campus, of course, a number of free rec facilities. We have, as I said, a 765-acre campus, so there's 7.5 miles of walking trails. We have 9 ponds throughout our campus as well. We've just renovated what's called the Thomas Eagleton Indoor Swimming Complex, so a brand new swimming pool that we've just renovated in the past 2 years. We also have the Baker Family Fitness Center, which is kind of your campus YMCA that's available free of charge to our students to use at any time. And of course, we are the summer home of the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs. And so they come to our campus for roughly 3.5 weeks in October, 3.5 weeks in July, and then of course about the 3rd week in August, they'll head out for their season. We also have a planetarium, 2 18-hole Frisbee golf courses, and then 2 free facilities that are available to our students at any time, something called the Ezra Health Center, and then we do have on campus something called the Center for Academic Support, so tutoring for any of the classes that you may take in your time at Missouri Western. Student organization-wise, we have almost 100 student organizations and clubs that we offer on our campus, also 20 intramural sports. All of our athletic events are free of charge to get into. We also, of course, are allowed for students to have free concessions during those events as well. Greek life, honors programs, a lot of special interest groups. And then what's really nice is that any student, if we don't have an organization that we offer on campus, you can get that going if you'd like. Here's a list of all of our athletic programs. We're Division II in athletics, part of the MIAA conference. We've just added men's and women's cross country and men's and women's track, and then of course women's lacrosse. And the newest program is our esports program that we just added to Missouri Western. Lastly, I want to just go over our cost of attendance, and any student coming from Kansas now, we have something called a Griffin Rate Scholarship, which is basically in-state tuition for any student coming from Kansas. The 15 hours and of course the room and board costs there. Scholarship-wise, we've just added a new scholarship called the Griffin Guarantee. We are an open access and test optional university, but any student receiving scholarship does have to have an ACT on file. With our Griffin Guarantee, we basically look at your ACT and cumulative GPA and award that accordingly. And based on that, we will award a scholarship that would range from $1,500 all the way to $3,500 the first year. And then as you go as a student, it will grow. Lastly, of course, we're available Monday through Friday for in-person visits. So if you want to come to campus, we have virtual visit options as well. If you want to come and visit with us, you're more than welcome to do that. We would love to get you squared away. Thank you.
Thank you. I know we have a few more minutes left, so if any of the reps would like to address some of the Q&A questions live, otherwise I'll ask you all to come back on in order and just share a fun tradition that happens on your campus. Starting with the University of Kansas, if they'd like.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Again, want to thank you all for joining us today. With traditions, they do stem and range from a lot of different things at KU. I mean, you've got walking down the hill, waving the wheat, late night in the fog to get ready for basketball season. But what I like to tell students is that really traditions stem from the organizations you're a part of. There are traditions you can make with your friends, with family and alumni, and our huge network that are really create a great bond for Jayhawks in the past, current, and in the future. And so it's really a wonderful community that fosters those kind of traditions. So not just what you see on paper, not just waving the wheat, but really what you make of it. Again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Awesome. Kansas State University.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to make this work. So I actually pulled up the sound for our Wabash Cannonball, which is a song that our band plays during pretty much every single sporting event. And essentially, the Wabash is the #1 pregame tradition in the Big 12, and you just go like forward and back, and that's it. But it's so fun, and it happens at all of the sporting games. So if you go to K-State, you need to know the Wabash Cannonball. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, kind of similar to what KU said, it's all about what you make of it in college. And that's why I always encourage students to visit the campuses that you're interested in, because the people are going to sell it to you. Like the people on the campuses, you're going to see if you fit in or not. So visit campus.
Awesome. Emporia State University.
Yes, we have what is known as the Stinger shutdown. So right before one of our first football games, small businesses, so basically the whole community will close up shop early that day, and then they'll be able to go out, tailgate, give out free discounts, deals, promotions, food, all kinds of fun stuff. And it's just a great way to kick off our first football game of the year. So with the Stinger shutdown, you can also just be able to socialize, hang out, get to know some different community groups as well. So that's one that's pretty exciting at ESU.
Sounds awesome. University of Nebraska-Kearney.
Yeah, so one of our biggest traditions at University of Nebraska-Kearney is our homecoming week. And so I know a lot of you in high school get to have homecoming week, so it's kind of a fun thing to be able to have that in college as well. So throughout the homecoming week, we have our lip sync competition, homecoming royalty and nominations, and then every Saturday to end the homecoming week, we have our parade, which is in downtown Kearney. So it's just a good way. All of our organizations make teams, and all of our residence halls make teams within their floors. And that's just a good way to help you meet people, make connections. It's actually this week here at UNK, so kind of the early time of school. So it's getting you out and about and meeting people in the community and around campus. So that is one of our biggest traditions at UNK.
Awesome. And then University of Alabama.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely our campus is full of traditions, I would say, but one of my favorites that we have is called the Elephant Stomp. It takes place on home football Saturday days, and it's about an hour before the games start. Our $1 Million Marching Band marches out to the steps in front of our library, and they put on a show for everyone tailgating or anyone who wants to see. So we usually, in a typical year, we usually have over 100,000 people on our campus for game day. So it's just a lot of energy and a lot of excitement.
Awesome. And then quickly, Missouri Western University.
Yeah, we have a number of traditions as well. Probably the one that we're most known for is of course, we're the Missouri Western State Griffins, and we have a statue in our office that's a griffin. Any student that visits our campus, we encourage them to rub the griffin's head as it symbolizes luck and the value of an education. And then they will also do that the day that they graduate from college, as they're kind of getting ready to go out into the world. And so we also do, of course, our bell rings for any home athletic event that we win, and then of course a number of others as well. But those are kind of the two we're most known for.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us, and thank you to our presenters. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings. Thank you all. Bye now.